It's mind-blowing. I mean, it's hundreds of thousands of dollars a minute this company lost in the last quarter of last year. And for the year, $99 billion, Reggie. I mean, think of it. We've been throwing around billions and hundreds of billions, but this is absolutely unheard of for a company to lose this kind of money in a quarter. And this is a company, don't forget, that taxpayers have already had 3 different bailouts, lifelines, restructurings of the original bailout. I mean, altogether some $150 billion to help this company. And I guess a cynic would say, what happens? Where's all that money gone? We've thrown all this money in there and it's still losing hundreds of billions of dollars. The government says this is a company that is too big to fail. It's too important to the global economy. We are putting this money in it so that we can stabilize it, so that it can begin to sell off different parts of its assets, and it can try to stop the bleeding here in an orderly fashion, because they're not going to let it fail. This is what the government said today about AIG in trouble and why it is so important. Given the systemic risk AIG continues to pose and the fragility of markets today, the potential cost to the economy and the taxpayer of government inaction would be extremely high. Why? Because the government says, and this is in a press release from the Treasury and from the Federal Reserve, that AIG provides insurance to 100,000 different entities. It provides insurance protection to, including small businesses, cities and municipalities, 401k plans, Fortune 500 companies. The list goes on and on and on. There's this thing called counterparty risk. Counterparty risk, what is that? Well, after Lehman Brothers failed, we found out what counterparty risk. It's all of the different companies that a company does business with that are hurt, weakened, or destroyed when that first business goes out of business. And so the concern about the counterparty risk here with AIG is just so great. I mean, thousands and thousands of different kinds of companies and partners around the world. They're not going to let this one go down. So taxpayers putting another $30 billion of taxpayer capital at risk as well, in terms of TARP money, federal banking bailout money that's made available to them. Although it's not clear if AIG is going to use it right away, or it's just needs it there in case it needs it. Also rewriting some of the terms, more lenient terms of the original $150 billion lifeline that the government has given. So for the 4th time now, going back and trying to restructure the way the government is trying to help AIG, Reggie.
Christine, I got to go, but just real quickly, I was surprised to learn this morning that there are parts of AIG that are making money. So it's not as if AIG is this huge mess that continues to just kind of burn cash. There's some hope, right?
There are, and the trick is to stabilize the whole of the company, figure out how you can separate out the businesses that are doing well, and try to find buyers or partners for the parts and the assets of the business that aren't doing well. It's a very big, complicated business. Some analysts call it a black hole, you know, trying to figure out how all of these different complex insurance things that they've written are all tied up together in the global economy, trying to unravel all that. And you're right, find the pieces of the company that are doing well and try to minimize the damage from the pieces that aren't. But gosh, they lost a lot of money in the 4th quarter, that is for sure. It's just really, really staggering, the kind of numbers we're looking at here.